Hello, welcome to today's video. I missed last week's video because I was sick. I am still not 100%, but I'm a hell of a lot better than I was, and I just really felt like filming something kind of chilled out today. So I'm going to do my makeup on camera, go through some products that I haven't shown yet, products that I've had for a while, some that are like brand new that I haven't got a chance to play with this week because I've been sick. So yeah, just chat about new makeup and possibly some TV shows that I'm watching and things that I've been doing while I've been sick. I thought I would start with some skincare products because I really have felt rough the past week. So this morning I took some time and really kind of gave myself a little bit of TLC, nice skincare, and took my time to prep my skin because I just felt like I needed it. I'll start with the facial device because I feel like that has really like saved me today. I started a new treatment plan with my ZIIP Halo, and I've done a review of this already in a short form video, and I kind of went through the basics, I suppose, of it. But this is the ZIIP Halo. I've had it for like at least a year and a half now. You use it with a conductive gel, so I've been using this one. They sent me a few of the gels to try because they have different gels, and they sent me a few of them to try. This is the one for clear skin, and they also sent me their newest device, which is called the ZIIP Dot, and it's for problematic skin. So if you have acne prone skin or you suffer from breakouts, which I do, my skin is quite okay at the moment. I have a couple of breakouts on my jawline, hormonal. I am eager to get to grips with the ZIIP Dot and try that out, but for now I've been using the ZIIP Halo. Yeah, so I did a 12-minute treatment on the ZIIP Halo plan. I'm doing, what is it? I think it's the glass skin one. So I did a 12-minute treatment called the all-inclusive, and it basically does both nano and microcurrent and does your whole face. So I did that because I just really needed to. I needed to like a deep puff and like just, you know, make my face feel a little bit more alive. I love everything about it. I love like the experience of doing it. I love like making myself take the time to do it. I love that it's just so easy. Like you could just literally sit down and watch something and just do your ZIIP kind of. You can either follow along with it if you need to, or like at this stage I know a lot of the treatments kind of and it prompts you with a little kind of a beeping to go to the other side of your face. So it just is so easy. I didn't think it would actually make such a difference, but it really does. And there's been times when I've ran out of the conductive gel and I haven't bought it for a while, so I've gone without it for like say a month, and it's kind of like I don't notice the difference until I go back to using it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this actually works. Like it actually does make a difference to my skin, and particularly like for breakouts and things, because there's a treatment on it where you can do like a kind of it's called a problem solver, and you can kind of go and do like the problem areas on your face that are suffering with breakouts, and I find that really helps. So I'm interested to use the ZIIP Dot and see how that works. But my skin has actually been quite good the past few months, so I haven't needed it. The first half of the year my skin was a mess. It was just breakout after breakout. For the past few months it's been really, really good. So if I start to break out again soon, which I'm sure I will get working on a review of the ZIIP Dot because I'm very curious to see what that's like. I also used some under eye patches. These are from True Botanicals. They sent me these, and this is it's called the Chebula Multi-Corrective eye patches, and they also have caffeine and hyaluronic acid in them. I've mentioned before that I use the Do Forever eye masks with my own serum. This is the True Botanicals ones. They are lovely, like really, really nice. If you are the kind of person who enjoys an under eye patch, these are gorgeous ones. They just make such a difference. They just kind of bring my under eye area back to life, and I love them. I'm probably about halfway through that jar because I have the Dieu Forever eye mask, the reusable silicone one. There's two of them. I'm not going to be buying those again because I like to use the reusable one. I just find it kind of, I feel better about it, I suppose. And I just use my own eye serum with that. But if you are somebody who likes under eye masks, or you want to like treat someone to something nice, those ones are lovely and they do really make a difference. They kind of just, yeah, just kind of give your eyes a little bit of a lift and a bit of vibrancy. I wouldn't say I have like bad eye bags, but I do have bad like dark circles, and I can get a little bit puffy, so I just find that they really help with that. I've also been using the Medicate C-Tetra Lipid Vitamin C Radiance Serum, and I really love it. I think that's great. It really helps kind of just even out my skin tone. You can see that I have like pigmentation. I have suffered with melasma in the past, and I have like freckles and I can get dark patches, so I just find that really helps with that. On top of that, I've then been using this really light moisturizer from Prequel. This is a brand I'd wanted to try for ages because they're just really affordable. It's called Half and Half Peptides and Ceramides Fluid Moisturizer. Soothes, moisturizes and boosts barrier function, and it's like a really big bottle, and you can see that I've like gone through a lot of that. Yeah, it just kind of helps to strengthen your skin barrier, and you can use this under moisturizer if you have drier skin, and you can use it as a moisturizer if you have oily skin, which is what I was doing for the summer, because it's a really nice light moisturizer, and it was great to use like in conjunction with my sunscreen and just my summer skincare, so that it didn't feel too heavy. So I really love that. And then for sunscreen, I have been using the Purito Seoul Wonder Relief Centella Daily Sun Lotion. It has Korean Centella AZTK, and it says on the back, this urban defense sun lotion is anti-pollution and protects sensitive skin against UVA and UVB rays. It's a Korean brand, and there is 60 mils as well, which is a really good size. This is one I was actually sent it by the YESSTYLE influencer program. I don't know if I necessarily would have bought this one myself because I have other ones that I like. So you can kind of see it's quite a lightweight formula. You can see it's like it's not heavy at all. It's very light. It's kind of like a gel lotion, I would say. Like, it's very similar texture to the Beauty of Joseon, the Aquafresh one that I just had in my empties. So it's really nice and lightweight, but it has like a kind of a light scent, but it's not like a scented, like a perfume scent. It's just like a scent. And I find that this is really nice under makeup, and it doesn't pill, it doesn't irritate my eyes. It's really nice and lightweight, and I find that the ones with Centella AZTK in them, I find that this is quite like calming. So if my skin is kind of red or irritated or anything like that, I find that this is a very like calming formula, and also quite hydrating, but not too much. Like, it's not like a really heavy formula or anything like that. So you could see by the texture that it is quite a light texture, and it does like dry down quite quickly. I really like this. I don't know whether I would buy this again, because I love the Beauty of Joseon Aquafresh one so much now, and it is that little bit lighter of a texture. But I would say if you maybe have sensitized skin or skin that gets irritated or red or anything like that, this could be a good one to buy if you were making a K-beauty order. And again, it's not expensive. Like, if you buy it from YESSTYLE, I think it's around a tenner. I can't remember how much it is, but it is not that expensive. Probably more suitable to people with kind of like sensitized or irritated skin, because it just really helps with that. So I really like this, and I will continue to use it. Obviously, I'm about halfway through it now. I think I still prefer the Beauty of Joseon Aquafresh one, but I just wanted to mention it in case you like the sound of it and wanted to check it out, because I know that everyone is always looking for a good sunscreen recommendation. So apart from my skincare, I've also prepped my skin with the Iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. I did have this in my empties, but I realised when I was filming my empties that I had about like one use left in the pipette, so I used it today. And then I also used the Violette Balm Amore. Oh my god, I love this lip balm so much. It's like, the ceramic tip is just like a game changer. It's so nice and cooling. I have used metallic applicator lip balms before, but I've never used a ceramic one. I just love it. It's just so nice and so like nourishing and like, oh. So yeah, I've absolutely been loving this, and I feel like I'm gonna have to buy a new one when this runs out because I love it so much. I am going to start with my base, which is the TirTir Mask Fit Aura Cushion, and this is the shade 17C Porcelain. This is a small size, it's a 4.5 gram. I have tried the red version of this. I got like a sachet of sample shades with one of my K-beauty orders, and I really liked the formula, but it was just a bit too much coverage for me. But it is really nice if you like maybe like a medium buildable coverage. I find it a little bit hard to open, so that's one thing I will say about it, but I don't know if the packaging is the same on like all of them. I think it kind of looks darker than it actually is on me. This is the lightest coverage I think out of all of them, and I just wanted to try it out, and I was like, it's a 4.5 gram size, it's not going to last me too long, but it'll give me an idea. And I think it's always nice to have a cushion foundation option to recommend to people when that has a few more shades in it than normal. The only thing I find about this is it feels like it's very dry, like in the sponge. I'm using my brush to go into it because I'm kind of like, oh, I don't really care about the hygiene of it too much because it is so small, so it's not going to last me too long. So I just put my brush directly into it. Kind of found it hard to get out on the sponge, but that could also just be because it's like a smaller size. But I just really wanted to try this one. I hadn't really seen anyone talk about this particular formula. Everyone seems to talk about the red one, but because I found that to be too much coverage for me, I was like, okay, let's try one of the other ones. So you can kind of see the shade match there. I do still think, even though this is described as cool, I do still think it's a little bit yellow, but it does work like depth wise. But I do find like the undertones and stuff of the Korean foundations, it can be hard to tell which one is going to work on you. I find a lot of the times their photos are quite edited, so it can be hard to tell if something is going to work on you. But again, this just gives a nice light coverage. If you like a skin tint or a light coverage foundation, I think you would like this. I don't think this is going to last me too long. Just seems to be a very small amount in the compact. Cushion foundations don't tend to last as long, I find. I think you get through them quicker. Again, I'm just doing a really light coverage. I would normally use the little sponge that comes with it to pat it in, but that one is so small that I just didn't want to use it. It would take me ages to do my whole face with a sponge that size. That's it there on my nose. So you can kind of see the colour match. It's actually not too bad of a colour match. It's quite good. Maybe just a touch kind of yellow. But it's not noticeable because it is a good depth. I'd say the formula is probably more suitable to like combination, normal combination or dry skin. I wore this yesterday and I did find that it got quite shiny on my nose throughout the day, even though I powdered. So if you have dry skin, this could be a really nice one. But again, I like that they do the smaller size so you can test it out. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to use the NYX Pro Fix stick under my eyes because I need all the help I can get under there today. I'm just going to do a little bit on the areas that are very purpley blue looking, but that's a really nice option if you are looking for a color corrector and you have like very fair skin like me. It just works really well. The color, I find, if you have like purpley blue undertone, it's the shade is pink, but I do think it has a little bit of peachiness to it, which works well on like blue. So it just kind of lifts those shadows a little bit. That is that. I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera and then come back. I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. I'm going to use the Fenty Amber matchsticks, and I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand. Use the KJH.Brand #1 brush. They sent me this. I already have one of these that I bought myself, but they sent me another one, which is great because it's such a good size, like for blush and contouring and bronzer and everything. So I'm going to use this as a kind of a bronzer, in a bronzer shape. The sun is like trying to come out, but it's just not making it really. So I'm just going to do a little bit, just a small bit I mean, that's probably too much, but we will blend. So I have been sick this week. I felt awful. I was sick a few weeks ago as well. I just feel like it's never ending. My daughter was also sick twice in the past month. She's been off her preschool all week because she had a chest infection. It took me so long to kind of feel better because I just wasn't able to rest the way I would have before I had kids. I would have just slept all day and just like I would have probably gotten better like in a day. It would have took me so much longer because, you know, you're trying to take care of a small child and make sure that they're okay, and you know, giving her antibiotics 3 times a day and like giving her like nutritious food to help her immune system, and you know, it's hard. And Simon was just working such long hours as well. It was just like, it's just been a really busy month for him, and it happened to coincide with when we were sick, so what can you do? It is what it is. It's just a part of life. And I guess when you're like, the only thing that I was really able to do was like literally just kind of go online and like look at TikTok the odd time, or watch a lot of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That is like my current reality TV obsession. I didn't watch it when it like first came out, and I kind of like started it a few years ago and then I stopped, and then I went back to it like last year, and now I think I'm on season 13. I'm gonna do some of the NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base, which I bought recently enough, and I have been really liking it. I think it's a great eye primer. I don't know whether I'll go back to the Urban Decay one or not. Hopefully they won't change the formula of that as well, but yeah, I've been really enjoying this as an eye primer. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm also currently watching the latest season of Below Deck. And I am also watching the current season of Taskmaster, as well as the Traders UK, the celebrity one that just started, which I love. And we are also watching that show Task on the HBO show with Mark Ruffalo in it, which is excellent. It's very well done, very entertaining. It really keeps your attention. I think it's set in the same universe as Mayor of Easttown. It's the same creators, and so it's like set in, is it somewhere in Pennsylvania? But they have that like incredible accent that I love, or the like a glass of water, you know, poking nose. It's funny. I love that accent, but it's a great show. Really really different. Like, it's one of those kind of things where it's like, it's obviously kind of based around like the FBI and like crime, but there's like a different kind of aspect to it. I have a couple of palettes from a brand called Samplr that I bought. These are the palettes, and they are 25 pan palettes. The packaging is kind of very basic. It's like cardboard, and then it has a little thing over it, and then this is the actual palette. I did a short form video just with swatches of these, just so you could kind of see them. That is called the Neon Grunge palette. So it's kind of a mixture of everything. The reason I bought these is because they're just like really affordable. I think they were €14 or £12, and you can ship to, I think, to Ireland, UK and France directly from the website, but now they ship from Beauty Bay as well. And this is the Mood palette. They have 4 palettes, and then they just came out with some liquid eyeshadows which look gorgeous as well. I am fairly certain that this brand is owned by Beauty Bay because it came from Beauty Bay, and they're now stocked in Beauty Bay. So I think it's a Beauty Bay adjacent brand. I discovered it through the content creator August. Their handle is Imon August, IMON August. They are the artistry director for this brand. So if you know their content, they do really incredible looks, like kind of based on like nature, like flowers, shells, just like any kind of imagery that's like inspiring. They are a creator that I just love. Like, I love watching their videos because they're just like mesmerizing to watch the creative process. And so when I saw that they posted about this brand and that they're like artistry director, I was like, okay, I'm gonna check this out. And then I saw that they were like really affordable, and I was like, this is amazing. Like a £25 palette for €14 is incredible. So they have the palettes, and then they also sell a there's like a little tool, and then they have like a little small palette. These are two of the shades from the Bella Beauty Bar Coalescence collaboration with Newport. But it is an 8 pan that you can fit 8 of the Samplr Beauty eyeshadows in this and kind of make your own little palettes. So you could have their bigger palettes and then add like 8 shades or however many shades into this and like bring it out with you, because it's nice and sturdy, kind of a plasticky tin. But I just have 2 of those shades in for now because I don't have any other empty palettes. So I just really loved that idea of being able to take out shades and just make your own smaller palette, because obviously a 25 pan palette is quite overwhelming. So I think if you see like, okay, maybe you want to take the purples and the blues out, maybe you want to take like do a whole bunch of cool tones or something, maybe you want to mix warm and cool. So I just love the idea of being able to make your own palette up. I think it's really innovative, and it's kind of like a throwback to like years ago, you know, like 2014, 2015, when that was kind of a bit more common. And I loved the shades. And so the whole idea behind the brand, you know, the name Samplr, is it's like lab samples that are like a kind of direct to consumer lab samples. So you're getting like a higher grade of quality for like less price, I think, because you're kind of like cutting out like a middleman in a way, and everything is kind of kept low cost with the packaging and everything. So I really loved the idea behind this brand. I thought it was really cool. And so yesterday I did a look using this shade. It's like a periwinkle blue, one of my favorite kinds of shades, and then this purple, and I used another little color on my inner corner. So I loved how that look turned out. I thought it just looked really, it was just fun. Like, it was just a fun shape. I loved the colors and everything. I loved that shape, and I thought, okay, maybe I will do that same shape with other colors and just show you how I did that look, but with different colors, because I thought it would be kind of fun. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I think I'm going to do like these 2 colors here, these 2, and see how it goes. It might not turn out great, but I'm playing today, so we will see. So I'm going to use this shade on a small brush. This is the KJH.Brand. I am going to apply it on the inner part of my eye. So it is kind of like bringing it into a circle and then bringing it rounded up and like that. And maybe a little bit more. So a little bit more. And you can obviously adjust this shape to suit your eyes and whatever suits your particular eye shape. That is the it looks crazy right now, so don't judge. So then I'm going to take the same color and kind of just pat it on the outer part of my eye. So I kind of have a little bit of a fold there, and I'm going to just kind of lift my eye up to get it in that fold, and then kind of, so when it comes down, I'm going to just make sure that when my eyes are open, you can still see that color, and I'm going to kind of like blend over that little fold. But like if my eye is open, you'll still see it. Kind of patting and blending in a circle. And once again, you can go to suit your eye shape. If you have maybe a bit more real estate on your eye lid, you could do maybe a little bit of a different shape. because you're not seeing the colour in here, if you get me. So I want to like be able to see the colour here and here, and that's where like the main, you know, focus of the colour is. And again, just kind of patting and like lightly blending in circles, because I just feel like that is a good way to blend over that part of my eye. That's like the main shape. Okay, so that is my 2 eyes done. Please trust the process. But look, it's kind of fun, like when I look straight ahead, you can really see the inner corner and the outer corner. It's funny because this eye droops down more, so I nearly need to put more of the shadow here to balance out my eyes. It's just kind of funny when you see how it looks. You can see that that one kind of comes down lower compared to that, because my eye droops slightly more. So I'm going to use this kind of a bright, like a teal greeny blue, and I'm using again a brush that's kind of, it's not completely flat, but it is like, it's not really fluffy. It's like a fluffy applicator blender kind of hybrid. And I'm going to just press that again on my eyelid to see how that looks. This is kind of just me getting to grips with these formulas and seeing how they apply. So I'm just really, I want it to be quite opaque, so I'm just kind of applying it first, and then I'll see how it goes. Okay, so that is that eye. I'm going to do the other one and come back. So again, if I'm looking straight ahead into a mirror, I just want to see where I need to kind of bring that eyeshadow up a little bit. So kind of, it's in a rounded shape. And same here. I'm just blending with my eyes open because it just makes it easier. I'm going to use the deep green. It's kind of like a forest green. I'm going to use that on the same brush, kind of so that like almost the two match shades kind of blend together on the brush. And again, I'm going to just press that. I'm kind of doing it on the tip of the brush so that I can kind of like place it in like that. And it just kind of brings a little bit of dimension. And it's nice to see how the mattes blend on top of each other as well. I don't want a lot of that because I kind of want to keep that teal shade, but I do want to just kind of nearly use it to blend the edges of the shimmer. I think it would look really cool with just the like inner and outer corner shades and like leaving the middle of your lid like empty. I just think that would look amazing. Like if you did like a neon, like that neon greeny yellow that's in that palette, or the pink or something. I just think that would look like so cool with like loads of mascara, or even maybe like individual lashes kind of in the middle of your eyelashes. I just think that would look so cool, especially like for somebody with like hooded eyes, if you're trying to kind of do something a little bit different. Let me just look ahead and kind of see. You might need to just go back in with the brightest kind of teal shade and just kind of use it to softly blend the edges and kind of just round that off a little bit. And I might just go back in with the shimmer brush. A little bit more here because I have that kind of like lower, just to even those eyes out because they are different. shapes before I apply mascara. In the other look that I did with the blues and purples, I took some of this Bella Beauté bar shade and I applied that just in the inner corner to kind of intensify that inner corner. And I think I'm going to do that again, but with this shade, which is called Crystallize. So it kind of looks different depending on the base. I think I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the shimmer, just to kind of almost help it to blend into that inner corner and not like stick out too much. Again, just round it so it stays that same shape. Round it off. So it just kind of lightens it a little bit. So you can kind of see that there, that like rounded off shape, which is kind of quite fun. So I'm going to do my mascara now and then come back. I'm using the L'Oreal Panorama Volume Million Lashes. This is it here. But I just wanted to show the difference between like one eye with mascara and one eye with no mascara. Like it just like makes such a big difference. It like really makes the look, because I think it tones down the eyes, you know. Without mascara it looks very much like in your face, but I think the mascara kind of like is a buffer, you know. So yeah, it's mad. I took the liberty of also doing some concealer when I was doing my mascara, because I just, you know, I used the House Labs one. So next I'm going to do a little bit of like brightening eyeliner in my waterline. This is the Swede Satin Kohl pencil in the shade Bright, and I'm just going to do like quite a quick, like thin layer of this. I'm going to do a couple of blushes. The first one is I think this brand is AZTK, and this is called the Jello Color Liquid Blush, and the shade is JC04. I think it's called Fig something. I'll put it in the description. But this is kind of a little comes in a little sponge, and it's kind of a weird concept, but I quite like it. I'm going to do a tiny dot on my nose, and it's very, very pale. So it's kind of might be even a little bit too pale for me, which is like hard to believe. I'm going to use this same brush that I used for my contour. I kind of just like wiped it so there's not really any of that contouring shade left. And I'm going to just do it over my nose and cheeks. And then I'm going to add another blush, because I just feel like this blush is not, it's kind of like, it's a nice base blush, you know, if you want to do like a gradient, and you have fair skin, but it's very, very light, even for me. Like, you know, if you can barely see it on my skin, you know, it's like very pale. I think I'm going to do the KJH Soft Raisin blush, which is a nice kind of like a browny whatever, like is the color like a reddy brown, I guess. It's kind of a red brown, like a rusty, like a terracotta brown. I think I'll do a little bit of the Hyper Shine highlight in pink and the serum also. So a tiny bit of the serum into the little pot of highlighter. Mix that together. This might look terrible on me. We will soon find out. Let's see. I think that's nice. Try and build it up slowly. I'm gonna try and not do too much, but I do quite like that. Foundation brush and blend the edges, so just a little bit more. I'm going to do some faux freckles with my Rimmel Lasting Finish lip liner in Cappuccino. So I'm going to just powder and then come back. I just used the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder to powder my face, and then I'm going to use this is the NYX Face Glue Setting Spray. Transfer resistant makeup setting spray. I got this free because I was buying 2 NYX products, so you know, we'll see how it is. I've used it a few times and it is quite long wearing, I have to say. This is a part I'm quite excited for because it is lips, my favourite. And I was very, very generously sent the new KJH Precision Sculpture Stylo, or Stylo, I think it's Stylo. And I've been using them a little bit, but because I was sick, I just haven't had the chance to properly test them out and do a few different things with them. So I'm going to use two of the shades today on my lips. I'm going to use Etch and Chisel. So Etch is the palest shade. It's kind of like a fair neutral contouring shade. The Chisel is a cooler, kind of light medium-y kind of a contouring shade. But if you use less pressure, you can get away with it. So I'm going to use Etch first to just align my lips. But this is the shade Etch. Really nice, kind of quite a neutral shade. So I just kind of wanted to show you the difference. I've just done one side. So that's it, and it's not blended out yet, but you can kind of see it does really give a nice kind of a subtle definition. I would normally blend with my finger, to be honest, but I'm just going to do a brush for the sake of it, just to try and be a little more precise. That is it blended out. It's really nice and kind of easy to blend. I'm just going to kind of blend it a little bit more into my lip because it's kind of a bit more brown compared to my lips are quite cool toned. I think that's all right. And then I'm going to use the shade Chisel, which is this one, to just shape the center of my lips. So kind of like shapes your mouth a little bit and kind of like makes it look a bit more, you know. I quite like how that looks. My lips are kind of softly defined, and obviously it'll look different when I have a lip colour on, but I really am enjoying using those. I need to try them a little bit more on my like eyes and stuff. But yeah, those shades are really great. And then the darker shades I'll probably use on my eyes, like for eyeliner, or like as an eye base. I think that will be great. So then for lips, I'm gonna do another product I haven't shown on camera before, but again I used it yesterday and I loved how it looked. This is the Fwee Jelly Pot, Glowy Jelly Pot in the shade JM03 Cream Tea, and it came with a little mini keyring that you can kind of fill up, which is so cute. But this is it. The packaging is so cute. Like, look at that. So this is the color. It's called Cream Tea. It's kind of like a rosy, I think it's like a rosy beige color. These can be used on your lips and your cheeks. I find it to be a little bit too emollient for my cheeks. It's quite a glossy kind of a product. I'm going to use a brush, and I had like a little applicator thing, but I don't know, it's gone, to like dip into it so that you don't have to like keep dipping in and make it a bit more hygienic. So that is the colour on the brush, and then I'm just going to brush it on. It smells lovely. It smells like sweets. It's like really like a jelly texture. It's so glossy. And it's quite sheer. Like really nice shade for me, like a really good neutral. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna wear that on my cheeks. I think it's too emollient to wear on my cheeks. Like, I feel like it's just gonna be so sticky and I won't like the texture of it on my cheeks, but it's lovely on the lips. The only thing I'd say with a product like this is you really do need one of those little lip or little applicators, the silicone applicators with the lid, where you can say that you can bring it out with you and use it kind of in a bit more of a hygienic way. So that is the lip. That is it. So it is a kind of a mad makeup look, I'm not gonna lie. It is like intense. It's not my like everyday makeup, but I wanted to play and have fun and just like really like try out those eyeshadows and try like a new shape and kind of just play and, you know, have fun with makeup. If you like the idea of this eye shape, you could do it with like much paler colors and get like a similar idea, similar effect, but like it's just not as like in your face. Like this is like green, rounded graphic eyes. So I'm gonna do a little close-up so you can kind of see how everything looks close. And obviously the eyes, like when I have my eyes fully relaxed, you know, it's quite different. And like even if you turn to the side, you can see it, my eyes look kind of quite different. This is just fun, you know, this is fun for me. It's like playtime, it's like relaxing. I think I preferred the blue and purple that I did yesterday. I will put a picture of that on the screen. I think I'm going to do a blog post of that look because I took some photos on my DSLR and I might do a blog post of that look. I really love those colors. Like I love that green, like the mixture of that kind of a teal green with the deeper matte green. Like that would be a lovely look on its own, like just nicely softly blended. You could do this look and then just put like a matte shade on your inner and outer corner, or like a glitter shade on your inner and outer corner, and then leave your lid bare. And I think that would be an amazing look. Like if you were going to like a gig or a festival or something, that could be really cool. And then like do some like gemstones or something, or rhinestones or whatever. That Fwee pot thing is so nice. But again, it's just, it could be awkward for some people because it is kind of harder to bring out with you and reapply unless you have one of the little applicators and you want to like go like and dig in. Like it's just one of those things, I suppose you have to think, is it really like worth it, you know? Could I just go for a normal gloss that would be easier to reapply? Like if you were to look at me like that, I love the way you kind of can't see the full eye look, you know? I think it's kind of like interesting, but I think it's fun to play with this part of your eyes, especially when you have hooded eyes, because it's like that area you can really see, whereas like my lids I can't. So I apologize for my raspy voice. I'm still not 100%, but I just really wanted to film a video today. Let me know what you think of the look. Have you tried any of these products? Are any of them interesting to you? There are 2 other Samplr palettes and one of them is quite a neutral palette, which is, I was going to get that one because I thought the shades looked lovely, but then I thought I have a lot of those shades already. I thought the other palettes are a little bit more unique and kind of not as much what I have already. So but do check them out because it's a really affordable brand. Like if you want to play with color or get into color but you don't want to spend a fortune, those palettes are really affordable. And I like the element of being able to play with the little empty metallic palette as well. I think that's like such a good idea. So I kind of want to do a video where I maybe like make up my own color story and do that, you know, maybe like inspired by something, and do a look with my own like little 8-pan palette. I think that'd be fun. So that's it. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something from it. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know if you've tried any of these products, let me know how you're doing. If you're not yet subscribed, please do subscribe if you want to. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon with another video. Goodbye.